Hello, I'm Tara Hounslea, Director of Communications. Welcome to Grow Your UK Fashion and Textile Business, the podcast from UKFT. In this episode, we're talking all about the sustainability and innovation landscape, what UKFT is doing in this space, and how our members can engage with this work. I'm joined today by Dr Lauren Junestrand, Innovation and Sustainability Network Manager at UKFT. She works closely with researchers, innovators and fashion and textile businesses, helping to translate research and innovation into industry-ready action. She's recently been named one of Draper's 30 under 30 for her work in this area, and she's just got her PhD. Hi Lauren, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you so much.
So first of all, why has UKFT got a role in innovation?
So innovation is becoming quite central to UKFT because the industry is navigating a significant change. There's evolving regulatory requirements, there's increasing scrutiny around climate and social risks, increasing demand for transparency, and then an evolving transition as well towards circularity, sustainability and digitalisation. And I think innovation in this space becomes a mechanism through which to respond to that context. And we want to be part of that transformation of the industry. So on one hand, we are seeing emerging research from research institutions and a startup ecosystem, which we want to support. We want to champion their growth. And on the other hand, we're also seeing increasing demand from fashion and textile businesses to incorporate innovation. And we want to offer a response to that demand and unite sort of the industry with the emerging innovation ecosystem.
It's quite exciting in the UK at the moment, isn't it? There's a lot of area, again, a lot of companies are getting funding. There's a real sort of startup scene here.
Yeah, it's very vibrant at the moment. And I think particularly in some areas of innovation, there's a growing innovation ecosystem, which is being supported as well by other members in the industry, but as well an appetite from fashion and textile businesses to trial and pilot new ideas to explore future opportunities. So it's a very exciting time.
To start off, can you set the scene for us? What's the landscape like in the UK?
Yeah, of course. Innovation is quite fragmented and multi-layered, and it can happen across the whole supply chain. So there's not one single response to what the innovation landscape looks like. But like I said, the UK is growing as an innovation hub, and we are seeing particular areas of innovation which are really vibrant at the moment. So on one hand, we are working a lot in the next generation material space. So I think the bio transition there, the increasing number of startups around biofabricated synthetic biology. We're also seeing a focus on digitalisation of manufacturing, so new tools that can support this transition, and breakthroughs in textile recycling, which are still nascent but really promising. And I think what's interesting as well is how we see those emerge. So in the UK, there's a really strong research community that is enabling this innovation and really translating that research into, future-ready solutions.
And so it's in universities, it's coming out of research institutes. Where else is that innovation coming from?
So a lot in the material space and, the product level is coming out of universities and research. There's in parallel as well that commercial startup community, which is, ideating new innovations which are emerging from bottom up. And then there's also growing innovation actually within established manufacturers and brands and retailers which have their own R&D departments and are investing in innovation in-house.
And we're seeing that the UK is really strong sort of globally in this area. I mean, that's where a lot of...
I think, yes, as a country and with such an important sector, we have a responsibility as well in responding to that innovation transition. And it's definitely a growing hub. And I see as well a big innovation community and supportive ecosystem for these innovations.
What are the conditions that are driving some of this innovation? What are the sort of big picture?
So currently, it's driven by competitiveness, business resilience, but as well regulatory requirements, like I mentioned at the beginning. I think it depends a little bit on where the stakeholders sit in the supply chains. From a manufacturing perspective, innovation is about staying internationally competitive. So internationally, there's a lot of investment in digitalisation and automation. So the UK manufacturing sector wants to respond to this transition. And from a brand and retail perspective, there's those emerging regulatory requirements, but also climate risks, environmental impact. So there's a lot of action around the next generation material space and the less chemically and environmentally intensive processing of products. And then in the end of life, there's stricter regulations and requirements around textile waste, which makes the acceleration towards new solutions there a very active space at the moment.
How has innovation become a key area of activity for UKFT? What have we done so far? Tell us a bit about why that's important.
So I think we, as UKFT, we evolve with the industry and we respond to the demand of the industry. And right now, sustainability and innovation are no longer optional. They are tools for competitiveness, long-term resilience and growth. So as the large network that we are of fashion and textiles, I think we are in a unique position to actually connect with this big network and understand where the real challenges and opportunities are, and in parallel understand which innovations are really transformative for our sector. So we play a big role there. And we do that by collaborating with universities to translate research and development into industry-ready solutions. We support the innovation community through innovation membership. We bring those innovators closer to the fashion textile industry.
And help them understand sort of real world conditions as well.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, isn't it? There's no point them existing in sort of isolation. They've got to understand what the landscape looks like.
Yeah, and be part of that industry from the beginning. And like you say, evolve in parallel to that and respond to real industry challenges and work alongside this other network to support the development of their own innovations, which I think is really interesting to do, because many innovations, they might not even have interacted with the fashion and textiles landscape before. Alongside that, we also convene industry working groups, forums and events where we bridge that gap of knowledge between innovation and industry, and we convene all of the stakeholders together to really identify those innovations and find future-proof solutions.
And again, that's a lot of that's around sort of language. It's around sort of bringing them closer together to be able to work together, essentially, so that the ideas don't just happen, that they're actually commercial things that can scale.
Yeah, exactly. And it's two ways. It's on one hand, bringing the innovators together to the industry to really develop their solutions in accordance to that, but also educating the industry on what innovations are out there and what future-proof and, what solutions are there that can already implement to stay resilient and meet environmental and regulatory requirements.
And again, because it's so disparate, the innovation landscape generally, again, bringing that startup community together is really important, isn't it? Because again, if you've got a sort of startup in textile recycling, they might not ever get to the sort of new next generation materials type area.
Yeah.
But actually, they're going through similar challenges of scale and those kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all of the innovators face that innovation pipeline, and I think bringing them together is super positive. And I think also, like you mentioned, innovations across the supply chain might not necessarily interact with each other. And this is an opportunity to bring them together as a community. And as well, I think giving visibility of the whole innovation hub as a whole, because innovations are usually quite dispersed and the industry doesn't necessarily have a one-stop place to actually have visibility of what's happening and what's the innovation and landscape looking like.
That's brilliant. Can you share some real world examples of what this actually looks like in practice for members on both sides, I suppose, so the innovators and then...
We create pre-competitive spaces where different parts of the industry come together to look into innovation from different lenses. One example is a large innovation program that we led during 2 years where we convened stakeholders across the whole supply chain to look at what are the most promising innovations that are emerging in the UK and how can the industry respond to this. And as part of that, we did several pilots. One of them was integrating an AI tool with a UK high street retailer and a UK manufacturer to prove how digitalisation can lead to reshoring and reduction in environmental impact. We also, like I mentioned, host forums and events. And as part of that, last year, we brought together innovators on stage to showcase their solutions to actually their potential clients and adopters, which had an extremely positive response. And we also have specific industry working groups where we work with particular parts of the supply chain to understand how innovation can be implemented there. So we have now one industry advancement working group with the manufacturing sector, which is really promising and exciting for us.
What's coming next? What are the key areas of focus for sustainability and innovation at the UKFT, sorry.
So our focus remains broad, and we stay quite responsive to whichever innovators might emerge or whichever new innovation areas. So far, we've been working mostly on the area of next generation materials, processing, as well as end of life. But like I said, new solutions emerge, and that's what's exciting about innovation. You never know what's coming, and there might be some breakthrough solutions that solve difficult challenges. But for me personally, the biotransition is really interesting. I think it has scaling challenges, but there is an opportunity there to move from a resource-intensive and carbon-intensive industry to one that is bio-based, which could, reduce massively environmental impact. And as well, from the end-of-life perspective, I think textile recycling solutions are going to be really interesting to watch, because there is a real challenge there.
There's a lot of things happening. And it feels like we're at a tipping point for some of these things, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And we do have a real challenge with non-reusable textiles, with decreasing quality of textiles, and we need to sort of urgently find solutions for that. So it's really interesting to watch that space. And for us as well, the research space is going to continue to be a major focus, because we really see how supporting that research ecosystem can translate research into real world solutions, and we're very committed to doing so.
And again, that's about closer sort of relationships between, again, the universities, the research institutes and industry. I think, again, that bridge is really important, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think our role is not only being a bridge between innovation and the industry, but also between research, the industry and innovation. So
they're all talking different language in some areas and things like that.
And we can sort of translate that into one another. And I think that's an area we're very supportive of and very committed to.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for watching. If you want to find out more about UKFT and our work in the innovation landscape, visit our website, ukft.org. And if you want to listen to more, subscribe to the podcast. It's available on all major platforms.